Hello all you beautiful people, how you guys doing? For today's video, we are doing a walkthrough of version 5.1's Imaginarium Theater. Alright, let's go. Even though I'm going to be using my characters, which are probably a lot stronger than your guys' characters, I'm going to be structuring this walkthrough in a way that you guys can follow the same things that I'm doing and still win and do great in theater. Okay, so for the first fight, what you either want to fight are these lava golems, or you want to find the robots like the ruin guards. Um, for the elemental buff, we didn't get a good one this time. What you want to get is the overload buff, which is pyro electro, or you want to get the aggravate buff, which is electro dendro. I'm gonna skip this for now. I'm maybe gonna pick up a companion and see if the elemental will change. I'll pick up anybody. Just early on, make sure you always want to pick up your weaker characters so you can use them early. If you can use your weaker characters early, that's good. Oh, awesome. So we got this robot too. So either you want to do this robot that has the two enemies here, or you want to do these lava golems. Those are two of the best fights you're looking for. We still didn't get the buff that we want, so for now, we're going to skip the buff and keep our points. So let's fight these lava golems. Now, the best part about this walkthrough that I'm giving you guys is I'm going to mostly be using the trial characters early on, which are accessible to anybody. The trial characters are accessible to anybody. Your best trial characters in the first round are Miko, Tighnari. Miko and Tighnari are going to carry for the first couple fights. So for this first one, let's use Miko, Klee, Dory. We want to get rid of Dory early. And maybe Shanyu. Not Shanyu. Xinyan. And Xinyan. I could also do Diluc here just because my Diluc isn't very strong. And similarly for you guys, maybe you have a character that's not too strong and you just want to use them up early. So you know what? Let's use them up early. Also, if you're confident in your Klee abilities, and maybe if you're fighting the golems, let's see. I'm going to see if I can beat this golem without wasting my Miko, so I can save my Miko for a harder fight. So let's do it with this one. If you fight the robot, if you're finding that you're struggling though, just switch to having Miko here, because Miko alone is going to be able to absolutely solo this for sure. So we're doing alright. I'm going to try not to use Diluc because obviously, even though my Diluc isn't super fast, he still might be a little bit stronger than what you guys are doing, so I want to focus on the trial stuff because you guys only have access to the trial stuff. Hello everybody, Meteor Falcon in the middle of this video to tell you guys, if you guys still need help even with all these tips and clearing your theater, check out my stream. I stream every single day, twitch.tv/MeteorFalcon, starting at 8 p.m. EST every single day. I help people out to clear their abyss, to clear their theaters, if you need character reviews, anything like that, and we have a lot of fun discussions about Genshin, about gacha, about a lot of different things. Hope you guys can come on down. Yeah, let's keep doing this theater. Look at that. Look at that. And we got to save our Miko, which was the best part. So remember I said earlier, always take your weaker characters first. It's not a bad idea to take a stronger character you can set up for because there is a boss coming up. So let's say I had a really good DPS like Raiden here. I would pick up Raiden not to use her immediately, but to get her ready for the boss fight. So those two rules when picking characters: pick your weaker characters early on and pick one good DPS to take with you against the boss fight. Since it's Dendro Chicken, Tighnari's not going to be that good against it, but I'll try to keep Miko for the boss. So for now, we're just going to pick up, I'm just going to pick up a buffer, which is Shalonen. Okay, second room here, we got the overload buff. Something to remember, when you pick up the first elemental buff, you'll only be getting that elemental buff for the first couple rooms, so make sure it's one of the good ones, which is the overload one or the aggravate one. We'll pick up one more companion as well. Make sure you're picking up companions at a decent pace. You can do it every single room, maybe not every single room you have to as a card, but make sure you're not running out of characters. And amazing, we got more robots here. These robots are great for the second room. I would not recommend picking up the Wyub and the little elemental dragons here. The Kirigiris, the samurais, that can be kind of annoying. So I think the best is still the robots here. Okay, these mechs are a little bit more tough, so we are going to use up our Miko here. We're going to use up our Miko. She should be able to carry. We'll finish off Dory. We'll finish off Xinyan. And maybe we'll use Klee as well. I think we'll use Klee as well. We have the overload buffing, so Electro plus Pyro is going to be a lot of damage. It's going to be great. If you have Burning here, for example, you couldn't pick up another elemental buff. If you did get Burning, taking Kirara just to activate those Burning passives is not a bad idea at all. It is a decent idea if that's all you got. Alright, there we go. completely done with for trial characters. So the best part about using trial characters for the first 2 fights, that means you've gathered up a lot of characters. So if you have some really good characters, you can maybe get them early on to help you with the middle stages. I believe this is going to be our first boss fight. Yeah, so the Dendro Chicken is up for the next boss fight. And we got the next big buff, the catalyzed one. This is the other really good one, Electro Dendro. It's great, especially if you can get the second upgrade. We couldn't get the second upgrade, but we did get the second upgrade for Overload, and we are going to pick the fire one. Picking the fire one is going to be really good, especially later on we have to fight the dancers. So for level 2, always pick the fire one for the Overload reaction. And let's pick up a companion as well. Let's pick up Beto.
Let's go.
Not one of my stronger characters, but again, using your weaker characters early is fine. Just make sure you have a nice, strong character to fight this boss. Okay. So we are going to finish up using Miko to beat this boss. We're just going to use up Beto to use up Beto. Just going to get rid of my Diluc. And let's use one of my other characters I'm probably not going to be using most often is Yao Yao. Okay. So for this boss, especially if you have Electro characters, make sure all your Electro characters are attacking this boss first. If you use any type of Pyro attack, the Pyro attack will reduce the Electro bar. You see that at the top? It completely reduced that Electro bar. We want to get the Electro bar as high as possible with Miko. We want to get that as high as possible with Miko. This one, the timer matters. The timer definitely matters. And look at that. The Electro bar is going crazy high. Once the Electro bar is high, you can start doing some Pyro attacks, especially if you have the Overload reaction. It'll be really nice. This guy's going to start running, but we're fine. We got a whole minute left. We're doing completely fine. Pyro plus Electro. If you can proc it, it is great. Those big lava explosions do a lot of damage. Listen, my Diluc isn't really strong at all, so his damage is not adding much. All this damage is coming from that amazing Overload buff that we picked up earlier. Yeah, make sure you're not skipping out on the buffs too. Characters are good to get, but make sure you're not skipping out on the buffs. Alright, 40 more seconds. We got this down pack. It's gonna be easy peasy. Boom, 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 and it is out of there. All right, so this is going to be a big one. Act 4, you have to protect the monolith in the middle. Now, what you want is you want the Ruin Guard, but not the high pressure Ruin Guard. This one says high pressure. We don't want this one. Also, this is also the worst fight too. Don't take these other mechs. These guys aren't too bad. I would say they're in the middle. The Airmites are kind of in the middle. So right now we're gonna pick up a character first since that's available to us. We'll pick up Dia. Why not? Ooh, and another catalyzed reaction. This one again, second best. I mean, one of the best ones. This one, the Overload one, is one of the best ones. Let's say we're going to pick the Electro one because it decreases the resistance. The AoE is good against enemies, but we're mostly concerned about bosses here, so we're going to decrease the resistance. And now we are going to reroll this one once, and unfortunately we still did not get it. I'm going to reroll it again. I would not recommend you guys to reroll it again because I want to see if I can get the best fight. Take the free cash here. Hopefully they'll give it to me. Oh, they give me high pressure again. Okay, I'm gonna reroll again. I'm just rerolling to show. You know, I can take the free cash again to maybe get something different. Consume all. Oh, if you ever get consume all flowers, by the way, only do it if you have like less than, I would say, 70. If you have less than 70 flowers, consume all is fine to just get a pretty much a free character. We got Fischl on that one, which is great. Okay, I'm gonna reroll again, see if I can get the fight. Okay, I can get the fight. Let me reroll one more time just to show you guys how good that fight is, because this is for the people who are really struggling in theater. There we go, perfect. Okay, so if you are struggling in theater and you really can't do it, and the monolith is what's stopping you, because it's going to be the only protect the monolith fight, you want to aim for this Ruin Guard fight. This Ruin Guard fight is great because it only gives you one enemy, and it is just a slow moving Ruin Guard. And this is also why we saved Tighnari. So we saved Tighnari just for this moment. I'm going to use up Tighnari, going to use up Beto, going to finish up with my Yao Yao, and I'll take my Kanich because he's not too good. At least mine. my Kanich isn't good. Kanich in general is good. So what you're going to do, be aggressive as possible. Be aggressive as possible to this guy. And if you have bow characters, even better, right? Because bow characters can hit their eye weakness if I wasn't bad at this video game. if I wasn't bad at this video game. There we go. And there we go. Never mind. Okay, whatever. You see the point, right? If you're distracting this Ruin Guard, the Ruin Guard isn't attacking this, right? If you're distracting this guy, then he is not attacking this. So we're going to keep it going. Again, if you have a bow character, you can shoot him in the eye. You can shoot him in the eye, right? Shoot him in the eye. Stayed in place. Nobody's doing damage to the tower. And you're just chilling, right? You're just chilling. All right, easy peasy. We're done. Free cash here. I'm gonna risk it. Let's see. Rewards will cost. Ooh, this will give me a rare one that costs 15. That's always good one. The 15 one is always good to get because it's very cheap and it gives you some good stuff like this, which gives you 15 more flowers after completing any combat event. That's great. That's gonna give us so many more flowers. And then we are gonna upgrade. Either one is great to upgrade. We are going to focus on which boss is coming up next. I believe it is, okay, it's this guy. So the Electro Bat, right? We're going to take the Catalyze evolution because if we keep Tighnari, that Electro Bat is going to go down so easily, which we will do. We are not going to use Tighnari. Okay, so for these next fights here, this one is pretty annoying. Do not do the Hydro Illusions. Do not do the Hydro Illusions. We're going to take these guys here, maybe. I'm gonna do one reroll, just see what else we can get. Of course, we add a rerolls. The robots are the best one. The robots are the best one here. These guys are kind of in the middle. They may be kind of annoying. It depends what characters you have, but the robots are gonna be the best fight here. I almost didn't take them. The Ruin Scouts. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, the robots are always going to be the best enemies to take, except unless you're fighting the monolith. If you're fighting the monolith, they're so annoying. Okay, this is going to be the first time I'm not going to use trial characters, so I'm going to hope you guys are able to complete this with your own. I'm still not going to try to use a crazy combination. Like, I'm just going to use, like, Fischl, Kirara, let's do some Shinkyu, and some Kinich. Again, my Kinich is not that good. He's just kind of, like, he's okay. He's okayly built. He's just kind of decent. Now you have to be aware though. This is one of the first fights where you need to worry about the timer. The timer is gonna be a thing here, which is why I recommended you guys take the robots for this fight. So if you're gonna use, in my opinion, your rerolls, if you're gonna use your rerolls, maybe save it for this fight. Maybe save it for this fight, because this fight can be a little bit tough on the timer depending on what you picked up by this point. But thankfully, I've picked up enough of the buffs so that Dendro plus Electro reaction is going crazy mode right now. Alright, and we beat 7. We could go to the star and get 8. You know, let's get 8. Why not? Because we can, let's just get 8. Why not, right? Why not? For the fun of it. For the heck. We got 9. Once you complete the requirements, you can just hit Abandon, and it'll still be a success. Because we beat the requirements, performance successful, we're good to go. I'm trying my best to pick my best characters just to make this more relatable to you guys who are struggling in theater. Okay, cool. Burning Origin is also available. It's not as strong as the other two, but it is still definitely worth it. So I would at least take up to level 2 with it. The important thing to remember about the buffs is always aim for the level 2, because the level 2 is going to give you the crazy buff. So for example, the Overload has a lava explosion, Catalyze has the Dendro explosion kind of thing like that. So that's why you always kind of want to at least get all of them to level 2, which is why I took the level 1 for the burning reaction. So for now, I'm not going to pick up any of the buffs. We're just going to fight the boss because I still have Tighnari. That's the big thing for this guy is you want to make sure you get Tighnari. You want to make sure you're really keeping Tighnari. So we're going to pick Tighnari here, of course. Shinkyu should be fine. We're going to get some Kirara going on. And Lisa, just use up Lisa. Again, the idea of using up characters is pretty good. So you're not using multiple really good characters, right? Like for example, I want to Fischl would be useless for this fight, but I want to save Fischl. All right, Tighnari. Again, this is trial Tighnari, not my Tighnari. I did not build this Tighnari, nothing like that. I have a Tighnari. I didn't think I genuinely had built him, but he's gonna absolutely destroy this. Look at that, already a quarter of health dead. It's a really good. These catalyzed explosions are so powerful. Look at that, straight chunking it. It is great. Here I can do a little bit as well. So the key here, again, is we're focusing on the bosses, right? We're focusing on the bosses because the bosses are the biggest walls in theater, because that's when the timer really, really, really comes into play. Most other fights, the timer's not going to come too much into play, but these bosses is where they really, really can start coming into play. Which is why we save Tighnari for this entire moment, even though he's one of the first characters that we get. So if you're struggling, if you are struggling in theater, make sure you are saving Tighnari for this bat boss. And he should be going down pretty soon. I could have done this fight a little bit better, but whatever. It's whatever. We got through it. That's all that matters, right? You don't even need to do it well. I'm not even playing my best right now, but I'm still doing it because that's how theater is, right? It's all about strategizing, getting your buffs early, saving your characters, remembering who you're fighting next. And speaking of who we're fighting next, let's take a look here. So we're going to be prepping for the worm. The worm can be really, really, really annoying. If you've saved Miko, right? If you've had characters that you can use early on that were able to save Miko, Miko can be really, really good against the worm. I'm not expecting everybody to have Miko just because they might have been using her early on. But if you do, Miko is great. For now, we're just going to pick up some characters and see if we can get any good ones. Bennett, fantastic character. And, ooh, perfect. We got more of the robots here, more of the Fontaine robots. Are we going to pick any of the buffs? I think I'm actually going to pick up the Overload. I was hoping I can get Burning to level 2, but it's fine. For this one, I'm going to pick my friend C6 Dia just because I think that's funny. We're pretty much out of trial characters now, so I'm hoping you guys can do this type of stuff without, you know, me telling you which characters to use, because at this point you're probably going to be out of trial characters, but maybe you'll have enough of your own that you know what you're doing. But again, focus on the buffs, right? Overload buff, the Catalyze buff, even the Burning buff. Right? Even with all the weird, strange characters that you have, like I'm gonna I'm gonna focus on the Overload buff. I'm gonna be picking the characters that can really, really, really help me for the Overload buff. So it's gonna be 3 Electro, 1 Pyro, and I'm just gonna hard focus on that because I know even if my characters aren't the best, even if my characters are not the best, I know I have that Overload buff in order to help me. All right, D, let's do this. Boom, 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 boom. Again, these lava explosions are so good. They are so good that even a character like Dia, right? Even a character like Dia can do really, really, really well. That's how strong these buffs are. Do not skip out on those buffs. Do not skip out on those buffs. They are vital. They are vital for doing this. All right, let's finish this up. Boom, boom, boom. Easy peasy. Any character, as long as they're able to play in theater, they're going to be completely fine thanks to how good these buffs are. It's great. That's why I intentionally did not pick Cloran there. If I were you guys, I would have picked Cloran there, right? I'm trying to pick weaker characters. At this point, once you get past let me say 5, right? We're at Act 8 right now. Once you get past Act 5, you really should be taking your good characters by that point. Like, I think the first 2 or 3 fights, take your weaker characters to get rid of them. But now we're trying to really, really get our good stuff here. Now we're trying to really get the good stuff. All right, the worm, I think, is going to be really annoying, mostly because he's a time killer. So because he is a time killer, we're going to see who we can pick up here. Shunling. So Bennett, Shunling, great combination. One of the strongest duos in the game. And we got the Burning thing here. Burning is great. This one is good, the Wildfire Wave. Combustion cores are alright, but I think the Wildfire Wave is a little bit better. So we're going to be taking that one. And let us fight this snake. So we got the Wildfire Wave. That means we have the Burning reaction. That means we can use every single buff that's available to us. So let's do that right now. We got Nahida for 2 of the Dendro buffs. We're going to pick up Shinobu for the Catalyze. We're going to pick up Yanfei for the Burning and for some Overload as well. And let's finish it off with the Dia. Alright, here we go. Yeah, realistically, this might be one of the more difficult ones, especially if you guys are struggling, because this man is going to walk away. But we are using these buffs. Make sure you are scrolling through your characters, using the buffs as much as you can. If he goes for this spin at the beginning, you got the good pattern. You got the really, really good pattern. And we're kind of torching him right now. We are genuinely really torching him right now, mostly with using the buffs, right? In terms of these characters, my only character that's like really super duper build is my Nahida. I mean, Nahida is adding a lot, but a lot of it is coming just from these buffs that everybody has access to. And he's doing this weird spin. Okay. I've never fully learned how to hit him during this spin if you don't have a bow character. If you have a bow character, you can just hit the highlighted part of the worm, but we don't have the bow character right now, so. You can hit that with the sword, though, or any type of physical weapon, the spear or anything like that. Kind of had to hit the highlighted part. It's a little bit difficult, though. We're doing alright. We're doing okay. 45 seconds on the clock. If we had a better combination, we could also use Bennett Shunling, right? I think this is the time that, like, if you have a Bennett Shunling combo, one of the best combos in the game, definitely use it. Yeah, this one's going down to the wire because he keeps running away. He's always running away. Come on now. Boom, boom. Switch between the different elements, use all those buffs, and he goes down. He goes down. Wasn't fast enough to get the star, but again, all that matters is that you clear, because we're just here for the primo, right? We're just here for the primo. Alright. I'm gonna pick up my Raiden, one of my strongest characters. I'll try my best not to go that crazy with my Raiden, just because my Raiden is so strong. Just again, I'm trying to like simulate how you guys would go through. Okay, Catalyze is getting an upgrade, that would be great. Level 4 is the final one. You can just pick... I think either of them would honestly be fine. This one's more AoE focused, so we're gonna take the one that will be better against bosses, theoretically. And perfect, we got the rope, I think? No, this is the, is that the, yeah, 125. If anything is 120, yeah, Elite Assault. We don't want to take that, Elite Assault. Oh, this is the one before the final fight. Okay, Larachels are pretty good there. There's another one with the Samurai, the Kirigiris. That's not too bad, too. And then there's another one with the Cryo Larachels. Those are pretty good, too. I would recommend picking that up. We're going to pick up a quick Electro character here. Let's just pick up Sarah, because again, my Sarah is not that crazy. But we're going to take this one. So, my recommendations for Act 9. Act 9, you either want to take the Stone Larachurl, the Ice Larachurl, or the Kirigiri Samurais. And then just hard focus on the main enemy. Do not take Elite Assault, and I never really tried this one, but maybe I would not recommend it. Alright, let's do it. Okay, for this fight, again, I'm going to try to be using, and again, thinking about the final fight, the dancers, right? We need to get rid of that cryo shield, so we're keeping Bennett and Shunling for the dancers, but it's okay. We can use Bennett and Shunling here and still have them for the final fight because they have 2 energy charges left. And maybe we'll keep Nahida for that fight, right? Keeping a Dendro character so you can use both of the burning buffs and the catalyze buffs. So let's go Sarah here, and I think we'll go Raiden, but I'm not gonna... I'm gonna try my best not to use my Raiden because my Raiden is so strong. So we're gonna focus more on just activating the buffs here. Get the Bennett, get the Shunling going, right? Get the Sarah going. Do what it is you need to do, right? But we're focusing on the buffs. You only need to kill 2 of these guys. You got a minute. You got a whole minute to just kill 2 of the big guys. That's why the Larachurl and the Ice Larachurl is similar. The Ice Larachurl is very, very similar. You just gotta kill 2 of them. Focus on using your buffs, guys. The buffs are there to help you. Focus on using the buffs. If you got a Dendro character to use your Dendro character and just take them out. We'll take out one more. Why not, right? Just for the heck of it. Just for the fun of it. You know what? Let me just use my Raiden sword. I feel like I want it. Let's do it, right? Okay. That's enough. We just need to kill 2. That's all it is. That is it is. You just gotta kill 2. Just gotta kill 2. Easy peasy. Alright. Final fight going in here. I'm gonna pick up Kaching. My Kaching's not good at all, so I think this is a perfect one to pick up. Alright. Everybody should have Shunling, so again, highly recommend you keep Shunling for this fight. And perfect, look at that. We got the overload buff to finish it off. The overload buff is fantastic for the fantastic. Always take the left ones. The right ones are usually to fight enemies, so you see when the enemy is defeated, so it's mostly for small enemies. Don't care about small enemies. Bosses. Always usually take the left one. And then, you know, let's take that final burning one. Why not? We can, so might as well, right? Alright, here are the dancers. By this point, you should have all your characters, right? And everybody's got a Shunling, you know? Everybody has access to a Shunling, so make sure you save your Shunlings for this fight. I'm going to take Nahida on this one, so we can activate all the buffs. And let's take Kuching, so we have an Electro option. I'm intentionally not taking my strong character, right? I'm not intentionally not taking my Raiden, even though she is insanely strong. You know what? Let me screw that. I'm taking my Raiden, but I'm not gonna use her sword. I'm not gonna use her sword. I'm gonna focus on my Dendro character, which you guys should at least have a Dendro character, and I'm gonna focus on my Bennett and Shunling, and you guys should at least have a Shunling, right? So we're gonna hard focus on the buffs. We're hard focusing on the buffs, not what actually my characters can do. All right, boom, catalyze, explosion, boom, break the shield. Got Bennett's 1, 2, 3, and then we boom, then we Shunling boom. We ride in that. Do some Raiden normals, right? We got the Bennett C6. A little bit of Nahida in there to get some burning reactions and some catalyze. And look at the HP just absolutely melts. HP is absolutely melting. Save the Bennett slash. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of Bennett burst. A little bit of Shunling burst whenever I get it. Boom. Raiden E. And then it's already dead. It's already dead. I didn't even get to use my Raiden sword. I didn't need to use my Raiden sword. Just use these OP buffs. These buffs are broken. They are so good. Abuse them. Abuse them and use them. And you will complete Imaginarium Theater for version 5.1. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day. If you guys are still struggling, please tell me your teams down in the comments. I can recommend you which characters to pick when. Tell me what struggles you're having. If this guide was helpful, please tell me. I can make more, right? We can make more. And if you guys need any actual physical help doing this, make sure to check out my streams at twitch.tv/MeteorFalcon. I help people clear theaters all the time. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and peace out.